So I hope you understood this example. Now imagine that someone is writing what happened in this class as a history, as a in history books. How will that look like? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each and every point. First point is critically examining the various sources of history. Critically examining various sources of history. अभी जो भी हुआ है, there are different sources for it. One is a source from Albert sir, one is a source from the student, one is also a source from other students in the class. So the person would examine different sources. Second point, examining relevant references of available historical information. Relevant references, that is, now Albert sir will be saying his side, student will be saying his side, other students in the class will also be saying their side. Usko references, what are the proofs for that? What could be done is, our classroom has a CCTV camera, so if you look at the footage, there's a way to get those references. Third point, collecting historical information, highlighting the processes that led to historical transitions. Collecting historical information, that would mean just trying to learn on how Albert sir is usually in class, how he usually sets up the class, and what are the normal rules that he have. This would also include the person who's writing the history to learn about how the student behavior normally is. Is the action of the student of putting his head down something he had done for the first time, or something that he has done repeatedly? इसने पहले बार किया है या बार बार ये कर रहा है, तो उसका हिस्टोरिकल रेफरेंसेस हर एक जन का इसके पहले का हिस्ट्री भी देखेगा. फोर्थ पॉइंट, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द रेफरेंसेस रिगार्डिंग टाइम एंड स्पेस. Understanding references regarding time and space, that is January 2nd, the year 2020, second period on Monday. Those would be the references based on the time and space of where it happened. Formulating relevant questions. Now, after hearing all these stories, after hearing stories from three sides, from Albert sir's side, from the student side, and from the rest of the student sides, तीन versions मिला. उसके हिसाब से कुछ questions पूछेगा. The person who's writing the history will be asking certain questions. That is, why did Albert sir? Now, thinking of some questions, I could think of three questions that I could think of is, one is, why did Albert sir act the way he did? Two, why did the student not ask permission? Another question could be, if the student had given permission, had asked permission, would Albert sir have done anything differently? Questions like this. Now, last is formulating hypothesis. Now, after hearing all the story, after looking at the history, general history, Albert sir generally कैसा है क्लास में, student generally कैसा है क्लास में, and looking at the time, space, looking at all of this, they will formulate hypothesis. Hypothesis is a theory that is formed by taking everything into consideration. I hope the historical research method is clear by this. I'm going to repeat the points one more time. Critically examining various sources, examining relevant references. I mentioned about the CCTV. Collecting historical information, highlighting the processes that led to historical transitions. ये दिन में we'll be thinking not just about the day that it happened, but also whatever उसके पहले क्या क्या हुआ था. This point is about references regarding time and space. कब कहाँ हुआ था. This is about, after hearing all of this, forming very specific questions on what has been reported, and according to the answers of the question, forming a theory. The last thing is various disciplines useful in historical research. Which are the various things that are various areas used in historical research. History के research करने में क्या क्या areas use करता है. I want all of you to just take down this note also with the heading and the points. First is archaeology. Archaeology is just digging up ground and finding old monuments. Second thing is archival science. अभी डिगअप करने के बाद उधर का साइंस क्या है उसके बारे में स्टडी करना, दैट्स कॉल्ड आर्काइवल साइंस. थर्ड पॉइंट इज एपिग्राफी. एपिग्राफी इज स्टडी ऑफ इंस्क्रिप्शंस. Remember the image that we started the class with? So that is a inscription. So the study of that image is called epigraphy. Next is analysis of lettering style. उस टाइम का lettering कैसा था? Suppose someone is digging up Malvini after 100 years. Okay? So 100 years के बाद अगर मालवनी को डिगअप करते हैं तो, and if we get a notebook of some of the students in a class, वो lettering style would be very different to what is the lettering style 100 years after, right? तो जैसे हर एक टाइम में लेटरिंग कैसा बदलता है उसके ऊपर पढ़ाई करना है, एनालिसिस ऑफ लेटरिंग स्टाइल. नेक्स्ट इज लिंग्विस्टिक्स. लिंग्विस्टिक्स इज बेसिकली लैंग्वेज, स्टडी ऑफ लैंग्वेजेस. Last, this is numismatics, that is study of coins. As you can, if you remember, the coins during British time is not the coins during the present India. Like, we can learn a lot about the time in history using coins. Next is genealogy or study of lineage. If you remember the chapter hereditary in science that Nishidam had taught you in 9th standard, what is lineage? That is हमारे जीन में क्या क्या आ रहा है. If you again look at India's history, we are people coming from different areas. That South Indians are generally of Dravidian lineage, and North people are mostly of Aryan lineage. Stuff like that. Which these are points that we will go very deep in the next lectures. But I'm just going to do a quick revision for one more time. Histiography, development in West. What is historical research method? Make sure that you're very clear of these ideas. I hope that you have already made a note. Next is what are the various disciplines. I've listed down the various disciplines. Make sure that you know what each word is. By this, I'm just ending today's lecture. I will be sending a worksheet for you to just easily solve it. This is basically the introduction of the chapter. As we move on, in the next lecture, we will learn about what are the different type of historiography और अभी modern day में क्या तरीका use करता है. And we'll also learn about very famous historians in the world. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you all have a good day. Wash your hands, stay at home. Be safe. Goodbye.